June 2020 saw the inception of the first edition of the Kcca Fc TV show. It was in a period like this one where there was a lot of uncertainty around the entire world. Uganda was in a lockdown and people didn't know the next step. But we got a little bit creative and started something that we thought would add value to the football club. Fast forward June 2021 and we are still here. This time, the second edition that is of the lockdown in Uganda, but the season 2, episode 28 of the Kcca Fc TV show. Guys, my name is Magero Mwanje. You and I are definitely walking this journey together. Now to start it off with everything, Kcca Fc this week, the federation, which is FUFA, came up with a statement, with a document that was intended to all football clubs in Uganda, especially those playing in the Uganda Premier League and also in the FUFA Big League. And the statement said that the postponement of the start times Uganda Premier League fixtures, that was for the match day 27. Remember, last week Kcca Fc had played their match day 27, that game against Kcca Football Club, but other teams were yet to play. That was on Saturday and also Friday. Some other teams were yet to play games and also Sunday. But the letter said that following the president's directives on Friday, that was June 18th, due to the COVID-19 pandemic upsurge in the country, FUFA wishes to announce that all start times Uganda Premier League matches scheduled, that was for Saturday 19th June and Sunday 20th June, were postponed. FUFA will give further guidance on the remaining match days in the near future. Any inconveniences caused are highly regrettable, and this was written by the Deputy CEO, Mr. Kcca Hantali. And this letter coming in on Saturday, definitely, as anyone in the football fraternity would have wanted the league probably to get done up until the last day. But because of the upsurge in the numbers in the country, the league was halted just at that moment. So that's the information coming in from the federation. There's uncertainty. We don't know when the league will resume. Word around the corners is that the federation is engaging the government to have the league get completed. That is, have the final 4 games for some teams, then the final 3 games for some teams get played about in 2 weeks, you know, and that is still something that the people at the federation are yet to conclude with the government. So wish them the very best, but as I, being a sporting person and being someone who loves, fair and equality, I would really love the league to get completed up until the last day. But some things are beyond us. But that is the information you have from the federation. Guys, you very well know now that the league will have a break from the 19th, that was of June this month, up until when we are told that maybe we can resume. So that is the information from the federation. Still about Kcca Fc, about a week and a half ago, 10 Kcca Fc players were summoned for national duty, and that was on the under-23 team, that is the Cobs, that will represent Uganda in the upcoming Ccafa under-23 tournament. Remember, before we've been having the Ccafa Senior Challenge Cup, where we would have, even some players that were playing professional would come in and play the game of football for Uganda, players even above the age of 23. But this time around, Ccafa, which is the governing body that governs football on the region, that is Ccafa region, the Central and East African part of this continent, decided that football this time around, instead of the Ccafa Senior Challenge Cup, we shall have the under-23s represent their various nations. So Kcca Fc has 10 players on that team. That was the provisional squad that was announced by FUFA about a week and a half ago. And still about that list, we have 2 officials. The manager for that team, or the head coach, will be the current manager of Kcca Fc, call him the interim manager, Mr. Mwanje. And also we have another official on the team doctor, who is Mr. Ivan Sewanyana, who will be the team physiotherapist. The other 10 players for Kcca Fc, the 2 goalkeepers in Charles Lukwago, who is the captain of Kcca Fc, and also Hassan Matovu, have made it to that team, that is the under-23 team. The other players are Musa Ramadan, a player that has worked with Mwanje, still in the under-20, now gets upgraded to the under-23 national team. Players like Magambo Peter, many asked that why didn't he feature in that friendly game against South Africa when the Uganda Cranes played against South Africa this month. But now here you get answered here because Peter Magambo now makes his first call-up for any national team that is in Uganda. So he makes his first call-up that is in the under-23. We have Julius Poloto, a person that has been a former assistant captain for the under-20 team, but now he's here for the under-23 team, been disturbed by injuries in the past, but we all can't doubt his kind of quality. He makes his team too. Brighton Ukani, a player on loan at Kcca Fc, but for Proline Football Club, also makes his team. Steven Serada, another player that has worked with Mole Viekwaso in the under-20, now gets upgraded to the under-23 team. And then we have Charles Luanga, the current top scorer for Kcca Fc with 11 goals in the Uganda Premier League and then 12 goals all in total because he has a goal in the Uganda Cup. So he also makes his, should be his first call-up for the national team. Then Sadata Nakwe, a player that has also played with the under-20 before. That was, if you remember, that Ccafa that Uganda hosted in Gulu about a year or two ago. That Ccafa, I remember Uganda stopped at the semi-finals, being eliminated by Tanzania. But he gets another chance to play for the national team. That's Sadata Nakwe, another player that has 10 goals for Kcca Fc, 7 in the league and then 3 in the Uganda Cup. Then finally, we have Sam Senyonjo being the 10th player, another player that has 10 goals for Kcca Fc this season. And you get to think that Kcca Fc is well represented because you have 10 players and then 2 officials, where you have 3 of your strikers at the football club still part of this team. So top staff for everyone that is part of that 40-man provisional squad. They'll be traveling to Ethiopia this week, this coming week, because the tournament starts on the 3rd of July up until the 18th of July. The tournament will be in Ethiopia. Wish them the very best because we know how much they really can offer to the country, most of them having their first call-ups, and we really hope all the 10 make the final cut. We don't know yet who will make the final cut because the final team has not yet been announced, but we wish them the very best. So kudos, guys, and please represent the football club and the country at large. Still about Kcca Fc. Last week we did not give you the highlights of the game that happened in the StarTimes Uganda Premier League last week. That was game day 27 because some of the teams did not play and because of everything that was happening in the country, we did not have that episode. But now this week, we bring to you everything that unfolded in Masindi. Kcca Fc traveled to Masindi to play Kcca Football Club, a team that lies 16th on the StarTimes Uganda Premier League. It's the last on the table, and you got to think that probably this was that game because Kcca Fc, to be honest, got into this one without any hope of winning any silverware this season because everything ended during that game against Express at the MTN Omondi Stadium. But Kcca Fc got into this one, and a few of the players made their first trips with the football club. That is in Andrew Kawoya, shirt number 12. He traveled for the first time since he joined the football club from the Vipers junior team. And then you also had other players who have not been playing that much this season, like Jurua Hassan. He had a few games there and then disappeared because of injuries, but he also made that trip. Then Matovu Hassan, who also started his first game since coming back from loan from Proline. Remember, the entire season we've been having the captain, Charles Lukwago, playing all the games as the goalkeeper, be it CAF, be it Uganda Cup, be it the StarTimes Uganda Premier League. But this time around, we had Mr. Matovu Hassan start in, that's between the sticks or between the posts. And he had a very good one. Just to give you everything that happened in first half, Kcca Football Club, the first half ended when they were leading the game 2-1. Definitely Kcca Fc grew first blood through Sam Senyonjo, perfect cross coming in from Juma Balinya, who started that one too. And then the ball met Sam Senyonjo, who know the deal, to give Kcca the lead. And then there was a huge response from the team at home in Kcca Football Club that scored 2 quick goals to have the first half end 2-1. Definitely there was a wake-up call for Kcca Fc because this was not a game where you, yes, despite us not having anything we were fighting for, we were fighting for pride one, and these are not the teams that at least Kcca Fc drops points when playing against. So second half there was a huge response from the team. Mr. Andrew Kawoya scoring his first goal in his first start. Guys, the guy was playing his first game while starting, that is from minute 1, because he's played before. He came on against Busoga United, but he has never started the game. So that was his first start, and he scored. That meant that it was that was a 2-2, and then he was substituted off. There were a couple of changes made there. We had Poloto Julius, who was coming back from injury, coming to that one. Then we had Mugume Ashraf also come on as a substitute, and Jurua Hassan replacing Kezron Chizito and a couple of other players, also Kawoya Andrew, also being taken off. And KCCA FC had a huge response where there were 4 goals scored by Samuel Senyonjo. Before that game, he had 6 goals in the Uganda Premier League. And he scored 4 on the day. I mean, every kind of goal because he had the tap-in, he had the header, he had the snapshot, and he had the lob past the keeper. So he scored 4 goals in that one. And also Mr. Charles Luanga coming off the bench to score a penalty after one of the Chitara players handled the ball in the box. So that game ending 6-2 away against Chitara Football Club, and that meant that KCCA FC completed a double against Chitara Football Club. Perfect stuff, guys. If in case you missed that one, at least you've been able to watch everything that transpired. Now, reactions from the manager, KCCA FC, after this game, Mr. Mwanje Kwaso. So have a look at what he had to say about his players.
I have to thank the players for the effort and the commitment they have rendered. They have really played to our expectations, despite the fact that we had the newcomers in the team and young ones. They have really performed well. I'd like to thank Kawoya for the show he has put. He has used his 65 minutes well, and Hassan has really performed well, though he has conceded 2 goals, but taking long without being goals. Such things do happen. So we pray so much that he performs well in the coming games, because once he gets consistency, I think those mistakes will fade away. Iguma got that red card, which there was too much battling in the middle. So the referee decided to put one who was more committing fouls than the other one. It was him, and we thought, despite the fact that he got the cards, but he was playing for the team. You cannot blame him so much for this card, because it wasn't a verbal card that he attacked the referee through words, but he was fighting, blocking, so that the opponents could not score. So we have to forgive him for today's card, because it wasn't really an easy card. He was fighting so hard, and according to the pitch, and the way we've seen the pitch, you cannot blame him so much. We pray that the person who really plays him in the next game plays well, because he's going to miss 2 games. I think he will come back to express his game. So, all in all, I have to thank the team. I have to thank the technical team. The ideas were superb, planned well, and the boys really played to our expectations.
Guys, that's it from the manager, KCCA FC, Mr. Mwanje Kwaso, thanking his players on the day, saying he's very happy with Andrew Kawoya, who was having his first start, and he scored on his first start. He said he showed great nerves in that one. Also says that top class from Luanga, who came off the bench to score in this same game, and also his player, the forward, Samuel Senyonjo, who will also be playing with him on the under-23 team, who scored 4 goals on the day to take his season tally to 10. So guys, we're going to be having a break, and when we return, we have the reactions from the players after that game between Chitara Football Club and KCCA FC, and so much more, but after this break. Now guys, welcome back from that break. We still have so much on the show. Now to start this segment off, we have the reactions from the players just shortly after Chitara Football Club versus KCCA FC. That game happening in Masindi, and we had, just to give you still more about this game, Musa Ramadan had last been a captain for KCCA FC in the FUFA Juniors League. Remember, he was a part of that team, or part of those players that were promoted in 2019. If you remember, players like Sadata Naku, Chizabu Kenya, Musa Ramadan was one of them. You know, a couple of those players that were promoted, Kafombe Joseph, promoted from the junior team to the senior team. Definitely, he was the captain in the junior team, but that didn't mean that he would be the captain in the senior team. But how did he become the captain on the day when he played Chitara Football Club? One, Charles Lukwago, who is the first team captain, did not travel with the team, and because he was rested for that one, just to give a chance to their goalkeepers in Mwerusi Ali and Matovu Hassan. And then the assistant captain in Julius Polot was on the bench. The third choice, being Gift Ali, did not also travel with the team. And who is the fourth choice, just in case you didn't know? Musa Ramadan is the fourth choice captain for the football club, that is as per the hierarchy and the rankings in the players. So he was able to captain the side on the day. So we caught up with him after the game to just find out how much did it feel, how proud did he feel, because he had last been captain for the club that is in the Juniors League. And we also have the reactions from Sam Senyon, who scored 4 goals on the day to take his season tally to 10, and Andrew Kawoya, who scored his first goal on his first start for Kcca Fc. Now, in case you are not in Masindi, have a look at the reactions from these players.
Yeah, I feel so good leading the team today. Yeah, and I'm very happy for it today to lead the team. You know, I've also led the team in the junior team, so I'm very happy also to lead the team in the senior team.
Yes, on your first day leading out the team, winning 6-2, the team might have been behind at halftime 2-1, but coming up to score 5 goals in the second half to win the game 6-2. How do you feel as players?
Yeah, I feel so good. You know, the game they play 2 halves. So when we are down by 2-1 in the halftime, we just stayed calm and we are still having that confidence that we can overturn the results in the second half as we did it. Yeah, and I'm so happy for the result and the performance of the team.
Ndi musanyufu nnyo kubanga nayo sobodde okuweebwa chance okutandika omupiira. Era ndi musanyufu nnyo olw'okuba nti nsobodde okutebako yange sose ekyanga joininga club ya KCC. Nate era kimpa ekyokukola nti nnyo kola ennyo okusobola okuba nga nteeba endala. Goal eno etegeeza kinene nnyo gye ndi kubanga nga nze empadde confidence mu game era nsuubira okukola ennyo n'amaanyi okusobola okulaba nga ne game eddako making sure nga nteeba kubanga goal etegeeza kinene nnyo eri omusambi.
Yeah, it's going to be the same character. Yeah, it's going to be the same character because I think we are left with 3 games. That is Wakiso, Maida, and then Express. Of course, we have to win all the remaining games. So we are going with the same character to win Wakiso and to win all the remaining games.
Well, top class reactions from the players. Just to quote Samuel Senyon saying that as a striker, his role is to score very many goals because that is his role as a striker. And he says that he wants to take that kind of form to the under-23, that's the Uganda Cobs, when the team travels to Ethiopia. Hopefully he makes the final squad, and also other players like Musa Ramadan coming out to say that he's very proud to lead the team on the day. Now guys, just to take you away from the reactions and everything that happened in Masindi, back to what is happening in Uganda. We all know that we are under the second lockdown officially. That happened last week on Friday after that address by the president. And I mean, every sporting person, everyone who loves sport definitely wants to, watch the team. It's been a roller coaster of the season where so much has been happening. Fans accepted back into the stadiums, about 200. And then after a decision is made that no fans allowed in the stadiums, that was, I think, against the game we played against Express Football Club. And then we played other games without fans. And then finally, there is a lockdown where there is totally nothing happening. Very many sectors are locked up, sports being one of those sectors. But just to tell you, I mean, when very tough times, no one really wants to be in a position like this one because very many things are lost. Look at sport, the business, or football, the business in this one. Very many people earn off the game. Every time probably the game happens, the broadcasters, the people probably behind the cameras that probably you never see. The players earn off things like if they win a game, there's a bonus they expect, and very many other people, like let me say the staff of the football club and all the things. So most of the things come to a halt during times like this, very unprecedented times and things that people wouldn't want to be part of, but it's what it is. And I mean, that's the kind of situation we're in. We only hope that we come out of this safe and sound because life is everyone's number one priority. Now, just to tell you that by the time when that address was done by the president and the lockdown happened, Kcca Fc had 3 games to go. In the Star Times Uganda Premier League, we have played 27 games, where we have 48 points. We're 10 points behind leaders, Express Football Club. Now, even if we win our next 3 games, the most we can get is 57. That is 9 points from the next 3 games. Because just in case you asked, our next 3 games, we had to, by the time the lockdown happened, we had to play Wakiso Giants. That was this week on Wednesday. That's if the lockdown did happen. Then still this week on Saturday, we had to travel away to Maida in Tororo to play that game, that is game day 29, and then next week on Wednesday, if everything was still normal, would be playing against Express Football Club, a side that is leading the Star Times Uganda Premier League table, and that would be in game day 30. And we would have seen probably would they have won the league on the final day. And so in case you were asking how many other games did we have, we had 3 games to go, and that was against Wakiso, Maida, and Express Football Club. We hope that the league can resume and we'll be able to play all our games, and also have probably whoever will win the league sportingly. Guys, top class, and thank you for your reactions. We shall still have a way. We'll look into this lockdown and see how can we have the fans still react on various things. Probably we could go digital. We may not have to, have you probably come down to have the things recorded, but we could ask for a video. We'll tell you how we'll be able to do it. We're going to have a break, but we still have so much more because the social media trivia is back, and we had a wonderful and fantastic challenge that happened at the MTN Omondi Stadium. Don't move away because you don't want to miss this. Now, welcome back from that break. We told you we have something that happened this week. We had people asked in a Throwback Thursday question on our various social media platforms. And the question was that here is our 1993 squad. How many of those players, you'll be able to see that on the screen, can you name? And now just to tell you about that squad had a couple of people that have gone on to become managers of the football club, that is Kcca FC, those that have been able to coach it at different levels, those that have been able to play for the national team. Still on that one, but we wanted to test and see how many of our followers, that is on social media and Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, were able to tell the people in that picture. And we had very many people reacting on that one. Just to read a few of them off Twitter. Chiza Robert came up and said Manyiko, John Mandwala, Mike Mutebi, Katongole, Salongo, Demuyanja, Sadiq Wasa, Kadid. He mentions quite many, and he didn't exactly tell who was who. And then we have Mr. Mr. Two Fingers Republic says, have smelt Mike Mutebi somewhere needing. Well, that one must have seen him somewhere there. And we had Michael Seka Sula saying, Mike Mutebi, if you look at the background, unlike now, well, that is that gentleman. But I felt that the person that had the most brilliant answer was Mr. Tom Damulia, by the person that has been part of this show. He has been able to look at very many squads for Kcca FC in the past. He came up and said that standing left to right, and then he mentioned that Peter Wandiete, rest in peace, says Dr. Mutesa Sida. Just like you see them on that screen, George Nsimbe, Ibra Congo, goalkeeper, Derek Muyanja, Stephen Mugalu, rest in peace, Chris Njuchi, Julius Chiseka, Charles Senkubuge, Muhammad Katongole, Fred Mugisha, rest in peace, and Sadiq Wasa. Still, Mr. Tom Damulia came up and said, for the people that were kneeling left to right, just like you see on your screen, Mr. Augustine Barije, Hamidu Senyonga, John Mandwara, Musisi Chimuli, Pele, that was his nickname, Charles Chinyera, Patrick Mukalazi, Mike Mutebi, Charles Senyange Kadidi, that was his nickname. So for me, I felt he had the best answer because he's been able to watch all those teams from the 80s up to until the 90s. A few people were guessing on social media, but I felt that he had the best answer on the day. So top class, Mr. Tom Damulida, because according to everything that we have here, you had the most perfect of answers. So well in, Mr. Tom Damulida. And just in case that you did not know probably your history about the football club, that was the 1993 squad that we've just seen. It had people like Mr. Sadiq was a goalkeeper that played for Uganda and KCCA, and also had Mr. Mike Mutebi there, a former manager of the football club, and so many other guys on that one. We still had something about testing your memory on our various social media platforms. And this week we asked you that state our 3 highest scoring players and the number of goals they have in all competitions this season. 2 winners will be selected, and they stand a chance to win goodies and also participate in something special. This was valid up until Sunday 13th June, 6 p.m. So very many people participated in this one. Guys, you need to keep yourself updated in terms of everything statistics for the football club, because some of you are coming up to say that Sadat Anako has 15 goals. You don't know where you get those numbers from. because the club has all the things on their website, and even the Uganda Premier League has all the things on their website, and people coming up to say very many things, like Brian Aheebwa having 13 goals in the league. He doesn't have 13 goals in the league, because we all know by the time he stopped playing football, that before he got that injury, he had 7 goals in the league. So the correct answer for this one, and we also put that on our pages, at the time, by 15th June, the highest scoring player for Kcca Fc was Lukwago Charles with 11 goals, and that was 10 in the league and 1 in the Uganda Cup. As of now, he has 12 goals, that is 11 in the Uganda Premier League and 1 in the Uganda Cup, because he scored against Chitara. This kind of challenge was before the Chitara game. Then Sadata Naku having 10 goals, that is 7 in the league and 3 in the Uganda Cup. He still has 10 goals. And then Brian Aheebwa having 10 goals, 7 in the league and 3 in the CAF Confederations Cup. If you remember his hat-trick against AS Kigali in that game that happened at the St. Mary's Stadium, Chitende, in that second leg game against AS Kigali. But as of now, these numbers have changed, because I've told you Luanga has 12. Then we have Mr. Sam Senyonyo coming there with 11, because he scored 4 in the past game, you know, and then Brian Aheebwa and Sadata Naku are still on 10. So that's all about that challenge, but we had people that won, and just to take you away now from what happened here, the best winners, that was 2 from social media, that is 2 from Facebook, 2 from Twitter, and 2 from Instagram, were able to get picked, that is those that gave the best answers for this particular challenge of Test Your Memory. And they were called to the stadium to have to participate in a challenge, a penalty challenge. Now, to tell you about this penalty challenge, if you remember this season, before we played AS Kigali in the CAF Confederations Cup away, that game was supposed to be in Rwanda, and 3 goalkeepers and a couple of other players tested positive of COVID-19. They were not able to travel with Kcca Fc to go and play that game in Kigali. But the technical team looked at the players. They available 15 players, just to tell you, 15 players traveled for that game, and were able to choose Mr. Aliro Moses, shirt number 26, as the goalkeeper for the day, in case we had played that game. Why? Now, Aliro Moses, growing up, was a goalkeeper. He used to play as a goalkeeper before, and he would also play other positions. In the pitch, he would play as a winger, he would play as a forward. He's quite a versatile kind of guy. So this guy said that he would play in between the sticks on the day, and he was given the opportunity. Those that were able to watch some of our training clips when the team was in Rwanda, he was the one between the goals. But come game day, because there were other COVID tests done, 2 of the Kcca Fc players in Rwanda that were to play against AS Kigali, 2 of the 15 tested positive. And that meant the club had 13 players to play. And now the CAF rules at the time said that for a game to go on, a club has got to have 11 players in the field and at least 4 on the bench. That was at the time. The rule has since changed, because CAF, after all the things happening in this year's CAF games, that is the Confederations Cup and the Champions League, that rule has since changed, and now we have, if you have 11 on the day, you can play. You don't have to have substitutes, so long as you have 11. But that was after clubs coming out to say, no, how can we travel and all these things, and then we don't play. So Kcca Fc did not play that one, and 2 goals were handed to AS Kigali, so they came with a 2-0 advantage coming into the game that we played against them, that was at the St. Mary's Stadium, Chitende. So the game ending 3-1, Brian Aheebwa scoring 3 goals. But why we had this penalty challenge, we just wanted to test if Mr. Moses Aliro would come good on the day if we had played AS Kigali, because he was the one to play as a goalkeeper after all the 3 goalkeepers for Kcca Fc tested positive. So they participated in the penalty challenge at the MTN Omondi Stadium before lockdown. Guys, just so you know, this happened before the lockdown. So here is what happened when Moses Aliro, who was denied a chance at the time in December to play as a goalkeeper, who is a midfielder, but to play as a goalkeeper against AS Kigali, had a chance to get between the sticks and get tested by the fans. So in case you were not at the MTN Omondi Stadium, here is exactly what happened when Aliro got the chance again. Have a look.
Thank you, Moses. My name is Robert Mulamule, and I'm here at the MTN Omondi Stadium. We're going to take you through a penalty challenge with our fans who have come from far to come and participate in this. These fans are going to be kicking the ball in the penalty challenge, and they're going to win prizes, shirts, caps, and jerseys. You have to stay tuned, because next time it's going to be you. Let's go out. The person who's going to be in goal is our player. You guys have come across him and you know him. He was going to feature for us when we are going to play AS Kigali in Rwanda. Ladies and gentlemen, this is none other than Ladies and gentlemen, introducing our participants. These are the guys who are going to take part in this penalty challenge. They are ready, donned in the Kcca Fc third kit, and they seem to be ready to take on this challenge. The referee, our goalkeeping coach Moses Soria, is ready. He's going to take us through the rules of the penalty shoot. Just stay tuned.
The penalty, as the penalty taker, one, you have to wait for the referee whistle. Two, when you come near the ball and you make a dummy and the goalkeeper moves and you kick, the goalkeeper will get advantage. But when you reach the ball, when you come, you do like this, again you put this leg down, the goal, and you kick, the penalty will be the advantage of the opponent team. So when you reach the ball, you have to come. If you do like this, these legs are not supposed to touch the ground. You just come, you do like this, and you kick it immediately. That is the rule. Participant number one.
Now guys, interesting pictures of everything that happened down at the MTN Omondi Stadium. That is Mr. Moses Aliro, shirt number 26 for Kcca FC. Grew up as a goalkeeper. He had the chance this time around after he was denied the chance in December to get between the sticks. So top class Mr. Moses Aliro and everyone that won. On the day we had the winner, you've seen people getting announced and winning very many goodies on the day. Kudos to everyone that was behind this. I mean the media team at the football club. We really appreciate all and all your efforts that you really put in to have all your things work. Now guys, we might be in a lockdown, but Kcca FC, some departments are still operating. We may not physically be able to attend to you, but you don't be left out because we still have the Wear Your Local Jersey campaign, and this time around things are getting better and bigger because what you've been buying normally has been the funds version, which is about 35,000 shillings. But now we stepped up and said, how about if the fans got themselves a player's version shirt? Now a player's version shirt is what exactly you see Mr. Magambo Peter, Musa Ramadan, all your stars, Iguma Denis, and Lukwago Charles, what those guys put on when they are on the pitch. That is what they call a player's version. It's an original shirt with everything different from what the fans version looks like. Now that shirt goes for 50,000 shillings, and if you want also the short, you get it at 20,000 shillings. So that is 70,000 shillings for a shirt and a short, and you just appear like the player as and when that player is on the pitch. So that we have that in blue and yellow. The blue is away kit, the yellow is the home kit, and we also have the third kit at a giveaway price because normally you've been buying it at 30,000 shillings. This time around we have the third kit, the green kit, at 20,000 Uganda shillings. That's giveaway price, guys, because we know that we are in a lockdown and most of you are not probably making that much money. So we thought about it and we said, let's give away to the fans. Let's have a giveaway, and the giveaway is really at that giveaway price. So those jerseys are at 20,000 shillings, and then that's the third kit. But if you want the players version, the home and the away kit, yellow and blue, you can get that at 70,000 shillings, the shirt and the short, and then you'll be able to look like a player. So those are all the updates coming in from the football club. Just before we leave, we want to wish a happy birthday to Mr. Brighton, who can play on loan at Kcca FC, and he had his birthday just yesterday on Saturday on the 26th of June. So kudos Mr. Brighton Ukani, and we hope you really had a fantastic birthday. He's right now in the camp with the under-23 team preparing to play in that tournament that will be in Ethiopia. That's the under-23 team, the Uganda Cobs, and we hope he makes the final team. So we hope you really had a fantastic birthday. Guys, that's it for this week's show. We told you that Mr. Aliro Moses, who was denied the chance in December, had the chance this time and participated in that awesome, fantastic and top-class penalty challenge that happened after those fans that won something from social media were able to participate in that. So top-class Mr. Aliro Moses, and also, giving back to the fans and being able to make their day on the day. We also told you that football in Uganda, especially for the Star Times Uganda Premier League, has been postponed, the fixtures, for match day 27 for the teams that had not yet played. So the Federation will be telling us and will be giving us an update on when we hope that football will resume in this country. Does the league end, or do we have the games played and then we have a winner sportingly that is on the pitch? We still had so much on the show tonight, guys. We may not talk about everything, but it's been a plethora on the show tonight. We'll be back next week with another episode of the Kcca Fc TV show. My name is Magero Mwanje. Have a fantastic week, and I ask you to please stay safe.